What's up guys, this is DarkArmedAlliance, and today I'm going to be doing a debut deck profile that I've wanted to build for a very long time, and boy does this take me back to the days when Draco Sack was $90 and High Priestess of Prophecy was over, I think its high was like 150, something like that. But without further ado, let's get into this. I'm really excited to show off this deck. Because the library has always been my second home as a kid, and I know that's really nerdy, but hey, you're here watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profiles, so you got no room to judge. Anyways. First off, I always play 3 copies of High Priestess of Prophecy. I know that some people cut it down to they cut it down to 2, but I still like playing 3 because you can just reveal 3 of your spellbook cards in your hand, special summon her out, and then banish a spellbook card from your graveyard. I believe it's just a spellbook spell card. Yeah, banish 1 spellbook spell card. Is it from the hand or field? Yeah, hand or graveyard. I was just making sure. Hand or graveyard to destroy a card on the field. So it's got that spot removal, and plus you can always overlay into a Draco Sack with it, with 2 of them. Then I play 1 copy of the World of Prophecy. It's an amazing card, and with Temperance, it's super easy to go into. If it's special summoned by the effect of a Spellbook spellcaster, or any spellcaster, or a Spellbook spell card, I believe it's a Spellbook spell card. Yeah, when this card is special summoned by the effect of a spellcaster type monster or with a spellbook spell card, you can target 2 spellbook spell cards in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand, and then during the turn this card was special summoned, you can reveal 4 spellbook spell cards with different names in your hand and destroy all other cards on the field. So it is a massive removal. So I would always play 1 of these if you're going to play Temperance. Then I play 2 copies of Kaiku, the Ghost Destroyer, because he's just an 18 body that can banish stuff from your opponent's graveyard and makes it so they can't remove. He's like a walking Imperial Iron Wall. So they can't remove cards from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard, but you can still banish stuff, but they can't. Then this is my personal tech card, and I absolutely love her, and there's the reason I built this entire deck, is 3 copies of Silent Magician. I absolutely love Silent Magician. I have loved her artwork since they announced her in the OCG, and so I just decided, hell, I'm going to build a deck based around Silent Magician. So, the combo is with her that I always pull off is I normal summon out a Blue Boy, and since Blue Boy only comes out, or Magician of Prophecy, it only comes out at 500 attack points. If I start out with this and this in my hand, I will normal summon this, get my search off, search secrets, special summon Silent Magician on top of Blue Boy by attributing it, and then after I special summon it, I've got something that can negate spells, because she can negate 1 spell per turn, so she's a Shien, kind of. And then if she is destroy battle or by card effect, I can special summon a Silent Magician from my deck besides one of these Silent Magicians, so I special summon out this. And if I don't play anything else, she stays at 3,000 because she gains 500 attack points for every single card in my hand. So she's kind of like a Slifer the Sky Dragon mixed with a 6 Samurai Shien. So it's really interesting. And then, because if she is sent to the graveyard by battle or by card effect, that's an opponent's effects, I can special summon out Silent Magician level 8, and that's a 35 beater that's unaffected by spell cards. And with Spellbook of Wisdom, I can make them immune to traps as well, so it makes it so they're a walking, you can only touch them with monsters at that point, and it's got such a big body that it's just really difficult to get past. So I love Silent Magician in this deck. Then I played 2 copies of Justice of Prophecy. Justice of Prophecy is kind of one of those interesting tech cards. Some people don't play it in their spellbook cards, but let me read it to you guys. During the end phase of every turn in which you activate a spellbook spell card, you can banish this card from the field and add both 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster from your deck to your hand, and 1 spellbook spell card from your deck to your hand. So essentially, I'll normal summon this later in the game. That's why I only play 2 of them. And I will add probably a priestess and a secret to search anything else that I need. Then I play 2 copies of Temperance of Prophecy, which is personally my favorite over Justice. I considered even playing 3 Temperance and 2 Justice, but I kind of just kept it 2 and 2 for now. Temperance's effect is is that during your main phase, if you activate a Spellbook spell card previously this turn, you contribute this card, special summon one level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster type monster from your deck, but you cannot special summon level 5 or higher spellcaster. You cannot special summon level 5 or higher monsters the turn you activate this card, except for that one monster that you just special summon. So, usually I grab World of Prophecy because it's such a big 2900 boss monster. You can play Magician of Chaos in here, and it's pretty neat to play him in here, but since I was already playing these, I decided against taking him in. But you could take him in by maybe dropping a High Priestess and putting that in. Then finally, for the last 3 monsters, I play 3 copies of Spellbook of Magician. Spellbook Magician, when you normal summon him, you can add one Spellbook spell card from your deck to your hand. So it's kind of your searcher. Like I said, normal summon him, tribute him, special summon Silent Magician, leave it on the field, maybe set some other cards or search, and you've got a big monster in the first turn. And that's something that I've noticed that Spellbooks lack in until you get into cards like Star Hall. Where it boosts every time you activate a Spellbook spell card, it boosts it by 100 attack points. Until you get into cards like this, they're all pretty little. So, Silent Magician adds a little bit of a big beat stick into the deck. So let's get into the spell cards, guys. And we don't play any traps in this deck, so, just Spellbooks. One Spellbook of Life. It's kind of like a Monster Reborn. You banish a spellcaster type monster in your graveyard to special summon another one back from your graveyard, and it's really neat because you banish one, you special summon one, and then you increase its level by the one you banished. So let's say I want to special summon out High Priestess, and I banish another High Priestess. 7 plus 7 equals 14, so it comes out as a level 14. Kind of disrupts a little bit of plays, but you can do some shenanigans with that. I haven't done any in this deck with that to make overlay plays, but you can. Then I play 2 copies of Spellbook of Power. Spellbook of Power, I activate it, I increase some spellcaster type monster by 1,000 attack points, which I can make Silent Magician, the regular Silent Magician, gain 1,000 attack points, puts it at 2,000, and then whatever I have in my hand, which is usually what I do. And then if it destroys a monster by battle, I can add a Spellbook card from my deck to my hand, which is really neat. Then I play 2 copies of Spellbook of Eternity. I can target a banished Spellbook spell card in my banished pile, and then I can add it to my hand. So, pretty neat. It kind of brings them back. 2 copies of Spellbook of Wisdom. Wisdom, I can either make a spellcaster type monster immune to spells or traps. Then I play 2 copies of Spellbook of the Master. Basically, if you have any Spellbook spell card in your graveyard, you can reveal another one in your hand to make this have the effect of the one that you target in the graveyard. So that's why I only play a lot of 2-ofs in this deck, is because this makes it where I'm pretty much playing 3-ofs. It makes it so I can play any of them multiple times. Then I play 2 copies of the Grand Spellbook Tower. It has a really long effect, but the only really thing that you need to keep in mind with it is that it lets you recycle stuff. It lets you put a spellbook. Let me see. Once per turn during your standby phase, if you have a spellcaster type monster in your side of the field or in your graveyard, you can place 1 spellbook spell card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and then draw 1 card. That's the main effect. When it gets destroyed, it gets another effect. But if I read all that, it's going to take forever. So just take a look at it, guys. That's the big thing that you're going to get off with it, is recycling. Then I play 3 copies of Spellbook of Secrets. This lets you add any Spellbook card from your deck to your hand. 3 copies of Spellbook of Fate. Spellbook of Fate's effect is you can banish Spellbook cards from your graveyard 1 through 3, and then apply an effect depending on how many you banished. So if you banish 1, you return a set spell or trap card from the field to the hand. 2, it Book of Moon's a monster, and 3, it banishes any card your opponent controls. So really, really neat. To me, it's a 3-of, because you can banish any of these and then get Eternity off, and then just you add them back, the important ones back, and a lot of these are dead in the graveyard anyways. So I always play 3. It's logical to me. Now, if you want to cut it and play something else, like maybe Raigeki, I don't play Raigeki in here because of this. Because I'm just going to banish whatever is a problem, or I'm going to pop it with Priestess. And then I play 3 copies of Spellbook Star Hall. Every time you activate a Spellbook card while this is on the field, you put a counter on it, and for every counter on it, every spellcaster type monster you control gains 100 attack. And if it's sent to the graveyard while it has counters on it, you can add 1 spellcaster type monster from your deck that has a level equal to the amount of counters. And then finally, just for consistency, I play 3 copies of Pot of Duality. And I know that is a lot of spells, but hey, they're called spell books. They're going to have a shit ton of spells. So, hey, spells. I really, really like this lineup. I've tried to tweak it a little bit, but this is the best way that I've found to play it. It works. It really works like this. And you guys are always asking for me to type up the deck lists. Just look at the video like this. When I lay them out like this, skip to that point and look at it that way. I know I view videos too on about deck profiles, so look at them that way. And I'll lay them out like this so you guys can see them all at once. I play 1 copy of Mecha Phantom Beast Draco Sack, 1 copy of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. It's a really neat card in this deck to give your opponent burn damage. 1 copy of Big Eye. Big Eye Steel Stuff. Then I play the Utopia Lightning Engine, which a lot of you guys have been wondering what the Utopia Lightning Engine is. What it is you normal summon Utopia, then you overlay Utopia Ray on top of it, and then you overlay Utopia S39, which I can make this with either a Silent Magician, or I can also make it with a Kaiku. So I can normal summon Kaiku, already have a Silent Magician on the field, make this, swing at you, and pretty much win. Then I play, or I can play Spellbook of Life, bring back a Spellbook of, what's it called? It'd take all 3 of my Magicians, but I could use Life, bring back a Magician, make it a level 4, normal summon a Kaiku, overlay, make Utopia, overlay, make a 5,000 beater. But it's shenanigans. Then I play 1 copy of Dark Rebellion. You don't really need the extra deck. Like, you really don't. I rarely use anything in here, so that's why I'm going through it quick. 1 number 101, 1 Heartland Draco, 1 Castel. Like, I rarely use any of this in spellbooks. I don't even know why. 1 106, 1 Digusto Emerald, 1 Phantom Knight of Breaksword because I can make it with Temperance and Justice, 1 Super Quantum because it's like an MST, and 1 Sky Cavalry for the occasional moment that you get 2 of your Magicians on the field. But usually, I don't use any of this. I just go ham with the deck. Like, I don't even need this. If I forgot my extra deck at home, I'd be like, well, I didn't need it anyways. So, without anything else, guys, that's it. That's it for the full Spellbook deck. I hope you guys enjoy it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember that Silent Magician is bae. Silent Magician is totally bae. Favorite female Yu-Gi-Oh card, gotta say. She's amazing. Svanova approves. But anyways, guys, this is Dark Armed Duelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Join DarkArmedAlliance down in the description below. Remember, you don't even need an extra deck to play Spellbooks. You can just play it just like this. Like, you don't even need this. Like, get it out of the way. I just kind of threw... My God. I just kind of threw it in there. Just to kind of have something, but you don't really need it. Like, the only ones you really need are maybe your level rank 7s. I was trying to find them. Maybe like a Big Eye, something like that. Or Savannah kind of just chunked them everywhere. Girl. No, you don't need that. Make Phantom Beast Draco Sack, or even a Red Eyes Flare Metal. Like, those are the only ones you really need. But anyways, guys, this is Dark Armed Duelist, and I'm going to go clean up all my extra deck because I just chunked it. Then I'm out. See you later, guys.